In this video, we've gathered for you some incredible medieval castles. You'll see mysterious dungeons, stunning water fortresses, the real Castle of Count Dracula, and the filming location for James Bond movies. Be sure to click the like button down below on this video, and let's get started. In Germany, nestled amongst the Bavarian mountains, stands the incredible Neuschwanstein Castle, which looks like an illustration from a children's fairy tale about princes and princesses. It was built in the neo-romantic style, combining Gothic, Renaissance, and medieval elements. Tall spires, arched windows, elegant balconies, and numerous towers give it a truly magical appearance. This castle even became the prototype for the Sleeping Beauty's castle in Disneyland. Just look at this breathtaking landscape and stunning architecture. No wonder it attracts over 1.5 million tourists every year. I mean, it looks especially spectacular in the winter when everything around is covered in snow. It truly does resemble a fairy tale setting, as if the Snow Queen herself resides there. Near the town of Cashel in Germany, atop one of the hills stands the ancient medieval Reichsburg castle. It sits on a hill 100 meters above the Moselle River, offering a picturesque view of the valley and the town below. Founded around the year 1020, the castle has survived wars and the passage of time. Despite suffering destruction, it has been carefully restored and preserved in its original medieval appearance. In the 19th century, German businessman Louis Ravenet invested millions of dollars in its reconstruction. The castle occupies a vast area. Just look at the breathtaking view overlooking the town. From above, the fortress appears truly impenetrable. However, today it is open to thousands of tourists. At the end of the 19th century, a Berlin businessman restored it. Stepping into the courtyard, though, feels like traveling back to the Middle Ages. The walls are adorned with dozens of towers and intricate mosaics. According to legend, the castle has secret underground passages leading to the Moselle River, which could have been used to escape from enemies. Liechtenstein Castle is a fairy tale fortress perched on a steep rocky cliff in the Swabian Alps, near the town of Rudolgen in Germany. It is often called the fairy tale Castle of Wartenberg, due to its romantic appearance and stunning location. The main part of the castle stands dramatically on the edge of a cliff, seamlessly blending with the surrounding rock formations. Built in the neo-Gothic style, it features high towers, sharp spires, and arched windows, plus massive stone walls. A bridge even stretches over a deep gorge, adding a thrill to the entrance of the castle. Today, the castle houses a museum open to visitors. The walls are adorned with ancient statues and ornate carvings, and inside, you can see authentic artifacts like kerosene lanterns. The courtyard is beautifully decorated with flowers and sculpted bushes. You can walk onto the bridge and admire the breathtaking mountain views. The castle grounds feature multiple buildings, including a museum and an authentic armory with cannons. You can explore many fascinating corners of this historic site. The castle still belongs to the descendants of the Dukes of Urach, but remains open to tourists. So, if you love medieval history and breathtaking architecture, you will surely enjoy wandering through this magnificent fortress. Hohenzollern Castle was built in the Middle Ages around the 11th century as a defensive fortress. It is situated 855 meters above sea level atop a mountain. This made the castle nearly impenetrable to enemies, but today, thousands of tourists visit it daily. The castle consists of massive walls, towers, turrets, and gates that form a majestic complex. Its tall central tower, resembling a spire, is the highest point of the castle. The fortress is surrounded by powerful walls and defensive towers, designed to protect it from attacks. Stepping into the courtyard feels like stepping back in time to the medieval era. The site features numerous ancient artifacts, real cannons, and knight statues. You can walk along the defensive walls and admire the landscape using binoculars. Several legends are associated with the castle. Some tourists and guards claim to have seen strange shadows and heard mysterious noises in the old corridors. It's said that the spirit of a woman from the Hohenzollern family who was cursed and cannot find peace still wanders the halls. Could ghosts really inhabit this castle? Hohenschwangau Castle, located in southern Germany, was built in the 19th century. It was the childhood residence of King Ludwig II of Bavaria and was constructed by his father, King Maximilian II. The castle has a striking yellow exterior and resembles a colonial-style palace. Situated 800 meters above sea level, it offers breathtaking views of the surrounding Alps and Lake Alpsee. The picturesque landscape perfectly complements the fairy tale-like appearance of the castle, making it a truly enchanting sight. Today, Hohenschwangau Castle is one of Germany's top tourist attractions, welcoming over 300,000 visitors annually. The castle grounds feature exotic plants, historic fountains shaped like lions and birds, and numerous ancient murals on its walls. At the top of the building, there's a large white bird sculpture. One of the reasons why this castle is so popular amongst tourists is its proximity to Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria's most famous landmark, which we mentioned earlier. The two castles are amongst the most beautiful in Germany. Visitors can walk from one to the other in less than 40 minutes, or drive between them in just 5 minutes. The close distance between the two castles is no coincidence. King Ludwig II spent much of his childhood at Hohenschwangau and later decided to build his own grand residence nearby. He wanted not only to preserve his cherished childhood memories, but also to create the ideal romantic castle of his dreams. Mont Saint-Michel is one of France's most famous landmarks, located on a rocky island in Normandy. It is not just a castle, but a true medieval town on an island, surrounded by high, impenetrable walls. During the 100 Years' War, the English were repeatedly trying to capture Mont Saint-Michel, but never succeeded. This incredible tourist destination features authentic houses and streets. During low tide, it looks like an oasis in the middle of a desert. There's nothing around it except for a modern road. This castle reminds me of a Disney fortress, with its massive stronghold at the top. The walls of the main castle are decorated with elegant Gothic arches, spires, and stone sculptures. The highest point is the bell tower with a gilded statue of Archangel Michael, who seems to be watching over the entire island. Below the monastery, you'll find narrow, winding streets lined with old stone houses. There are souvenir shops, restaurants, and hotels that seamlessly blend into the medieval style of the island. You can admire authentic shop signs, charming squares, and countless fascinating details. If not for the hundreds of tourists in modern clothing wandering the fortress, you could easily believe you had traveled back to the 17th century. Carcassonne Castle is one of the most magnificent medieval fortifications in Europe, located in southern France within the historic part of the city. This is a true fortress, preserved almost exactly as it was centuries ago. Carcassonne attracts tens of thousands of tourists who stroll through its narrow streets and explore the fortress grounds. Its fortifications date back to ancient Roman times, but the city acquired its current medieval appearance in the 18th century. The castle features a 3-kilometer-long defensive wall with 52 towers. Inside, visitors can find the Chateau Catle, Castle of the Counts of Dracula, and a network of medieval streets. The main entrance is reinforced with a moat and a drawbridge. Take a look at this church. Its facade and circular window resembles the famous Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. The walls are adorned with stone gargoyles, which once served as rainwater drainage spouts. Carcassonne is also home to numerous museums housed in historical buildings. The town square hosts vibrant markets and fairs, and visitors can admire dozens of statues and fountains scattered throughout the fortress complex. For those who enjoy adventure, Carcassonne offers more than just sightseeing. Thrill seekers can participate in extreme whitewater rafting along the rushing river below. Additionally, the fortress hosts musical festivals and concerts, with large open-air stages and seating areas for thousands of spectators. For those who wish to fully immerse themselves in medieval luxury, the fortress even has a grand hotel. Visitors can experience the aristocratic lifestyle of the past. Children can also take part in special medieval-themed educational programs. Beneath the fortress, there are caves that serve as fascinating historical sites, where guided tours take visitors deep into the underground passages of Carcassonne. Eilean Donan Castle is one of Scotland's most iconic and beautiful castles, located on a small island where three lochs meet. With its breathtaking settings and rich history, it has become a symbol of Scottish culture and one of the country's most popular tourist attractions. The fortress is well preserved and now serves as a museum. Inside, visitors can see thousands of medieval artifacts, including original paintings, furniture, flags, and coats of arms of its former owners. The castle is filled with antiques and historical treasures, making it easy to spend hours exploring every detail. Notice how small the windows are. This was designed for defense, allowing only minimal sunlight to enter. That's why candles and lanterns are used for illumination inside. Throughout the castle, lifelike figures depict people who once lived and worked there. The kitchen is particularly fascinating. It features realistic displays of medieval food, making it look almost appetizing. Built in traditional medieval style, the castle features massive stone walls and towering turrets. A picturesque stone bridge connects the island to the mainland, adding to its fairy tale-like charm. Eilean Donan is often called the most photogenic castle in Scotland. It was even featured in the 1999 James Bond film The World Is Not Enough. If you ever visit Scotland, this castle is definitely worth a visit. Castle Stalker, located in Scotland, stands on a small island. Compared to other fortresses, it appears extremely simple. There are no towering spires or elaborate architecture, but its simplicity makes it all the more mysterious and attractive. Built in the 15th century, the island's strategic location made it an ideal defensive position, allowing its residents to protect the region from invaders. The fortress served as a fortified residence for the Stalker family. Despite lacking massive defensive structures, its surrounding waters made it nearly impossible to reach. The only way to access the castle is by boat. According to a legend, the ghost of Lady Stalker haunts the castle, and her spirit is often seen at night by the windows or on the roof, watching over the waters. Kilchurn Castle is a ruined medieval fortress located on the northeastern shores of Loch On, Scotland. Though built in the mid-15th century, the fortress now appears as a crumbling pile of stones and broken walls. Despite its ruined state, Kilchurn Castle continues to attract visitors due to its mysterious atmosphere and fascinating history. Originally, the castle featured a 5-story tower house and an inner courtyard surrounded by a strong outer wall. Later, circular towers were added to reinforce its defenses. However, despite its grandeur, the castle began to decline in the 18th century. Its fate was sealed in 1760 when a lightning strike caused a massive fire, destroying most of the structure. Since then, the fortress has remained abandoned, slowly turning into ruins. Visitors who come to Kilchurn Castle often attempt to climb the crumbling walls or explore the remaining structures. However, this can be quite dangerous as the castle is very unstable and sections of it could collapse at any moment. Despite its ruined condition though, the spirit of this Scottish fortress continues to captivate those who visit. Hochosterwitz Castle is one of Austria's most magnificent and picturesque castles. It is perched on a 160-meter limestone rock in the state of Carinthia, near the town of St. Vet Underglan. Hidden amongst the trees, several dozen buildings make up the castle complex. The main fortress stands atop a steep cliff, accessible by a winding road with 14 fortified gates, each designed for defense. The castle is surrounded by powerful walls reinforced with watchtowers. Its defensive structure perfectly blend with the natural landscape and military engineering. At the highest point of the complex lies the main building, a historic palace adorned with elegant facades, frescoes, and stone arches. Nearby is a small Gothic church. According to legend, a secret tunnel leading to the valley exists within the castle, but it has never been found. Chillon Castle is one of the most famous and picturesque castles in Europe, located on the shores of Lake Geneva near Montreal, Switzerland. It served as both a fortress and a residence, controlling a strategic trade route between northern and southern Europe. The castle consists of 25 buildings connected by 3 inner courtyards. Built on a rocky island, Chillon was almost impenetrable. It has preserved its medieval dungeons, halls, towers, and balconies with stunning views of the lake. Surrounding the castle is a water channel and a large bridge. But the most fascinating part is inside. Visitors can purchase tickets to explore the castle's interior. It features authentic wine cellars with massive barrels, medieval columns in the underground chambers, and even a historic restaurant inside the building. Some rooms showcase how medieval inhabitants lived, complete with preserved beds and household items. The walls are adorned with hundreds of ancient paintings as well. Weapons enthusiasts will love the Medieval Museum, which displays knight armor, muskets, swords, and many other historical artifacts. The dungeons remain well preserved, including an authentic medieval prison. I wouldn't want to be a prisoner in those times, but seeing it today is truly fascinating. The castle frequently hosts festivals, attracting both locals and thousands of tourists. Chillon Castle is a place where medieval history comes to life. Its grand atmosphere, breathtaking scenery, and rich cultural heritage make it one of Switzerland's true gems. Lutsk Castle, also known as Lubart's Castle, is a magnificent fortress located in the center of Lutsk, Ukraine. It's also one of the oldest and best preserved castles in the country. Built in the 14th century, the fortress still stands strong today. Just look at these massive walls. They make the castle seem completely impenetrable. Inside the castle grounds, there is a palace that once served as the residence of bishops, a cathedral, and several other historic buildings. Visitors are welcome to explore the castle and its surroundings, making it a popular tourist destination in Lutsk Historical District. You can even walk inside and explore the narrow corridors, though I'd probably feel a bit claustrophobic. The castle also hosts various themed events, including medieval reenactments and knightly tournaments. Participants wear authentic armor and engage in sword fights, bringing the medieval past to life. Bodiam Castle is one of the most famous medieval castles in the United Kingdom, located in East Sussex. It was built in 1385 by Sir Edward Delengrig, a knight who served King Richard II. The castle has a rectangular layout with high walls and corner towers. It's surrounded by a deep water-filled moat, creating an impressive scene. The only way to enter is via a drawbridge, which once served as the main defensive structure. Inside, the castle walls are only partially preserved, but the ruins remain in good condition. Visitors can walk through the interior, where fireplaces, former rooms, and architectural remnants reveal how the castle was once used. One of the most unique features of Bodiam Castle is a medieval reservoir hidden within one of its towers. This cistern was used to collect and store water for the castle's inhabitants. Methoni Castle is located in the Greek town of Methoni, on the southwestern coast of the Peloponnese Peninsula. It has a history spanning over 1,000 years. Unfortunately, the fortress has only partially survived to the present day, with only a few buildings and defensive walls remaining. These structures are connected by a stone bridge. The castle stands on a high hill, which allowed its defenders to control access to the Methoni Bay. One of its distinctive features is the large water moat, which provided additional protection against enemies approaching from the sea. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the castle fell into decline, particularly after Greece's wars of independence and the fall of the Ottoman Empire. However, even in its ruined state, it remains an important historical site for the local community. The Rock of Cashel is a massive castle in Ireland, perched on a rocky hill in County Tipperary. According to legend, the rock was thrown here by the devil from the nearby Sleeve Blue Mountains. For centuries, it served as the traditional seat of the kings of Munster. While few remains of its earliest structures survive, most of the building still stands today, dating back to the 12th and 13th centuries. Surrounding the fortress is an ancient cemetery filled with weathered stone tombstones, adding a slight eerie atmosphere to the site. Today, the Rock of Cashel is a popular tourist attraction, offering visitors a glimpse into Ireland's rich history and culture. As part of Ireland's national heritage, the castle is open to the public and offers stunning views of the countryside along with impressive medieval architecture. Bran Castle is a medieval fortress in Romania near the city of Brasov. It is famously known as Dracula's Castle. Built in the 14th century on the border between Wallachia and Transylvania, the fortress was designed to control an important trade route through the Carpathian Mountains. Its towering spires and jagged walls give it a truly eerie appearance. Just look at the scale of this structure. Perched on a rocky cliff near a dense forest, Bran Castle exudes an air of mystery. Its courtyard still holds an ancient well, while inside, historical artifacts, authentic armor, and a large collection of medieval weapons are displayed. The interior has been carefully preserved, allowing visitors to see how the castle might have looked centuries ago. Bran Castle has become famous worldwide thanks to Bram Stoker's novel Dracula. However, history shows that Vlad the Impaler, often considered the inspiration for Dracula, never actually lived there. Despite this, the castle remains a magnet for tourists fascinated by vampire lore. Beyond the Dracula legend, though, many believe that the castle is haunted by ghosts and spirits. Some say it is cursed, while others believe it hides secret dungeons filled with mystical artifacts. Guaita Castle is a majestic medieval fortress perched atop Mount Titano in San Marino. It's the oldest and most famous of the three towers that historically defended the small republic. Today, it serves as a national symbol and a major tourist attraction. The fortress sits so high that visitors can enjoy breathtaking panoramic views of the city below, the vast Italian plains and distant mountain peaks. At night, the castle's illuminated walls create a mystical and enchanting atmosphere. Remarkably, Guaita Castle was built without a foundation. The walls seem to emerge directly from the rock, as if the mountain itself supports the structure. The fortress is protected by two concentric lines for fortifications, making it extremely resilient to attacks. Its massive stone walls, made from rough-hewn rock, give it an authentic medieval look. Inside, a small courtyard is surrounded by walls and towers, offering yet another incredible view of the valley below. Historically, the castle was not only a defensive stronghold, but also a prison. Some of the original living quarters, armory, and even a small dungeon have been preserved within its walls. Bled Castle is one of the oldest castles in Slovenia. It is perched high on a hill overlooking a lake, offering breathtaking views of the town and surrounding nature. Bled Castle appears to grow out of the rock, blending harmoniously with the landscape. It was built in the early 11th century. It's astonishing how such a grand structure was created in such a challenging location. According to a legend, in the 15th century, a large bell was commissioned for the chapel within the castle. However, the boat transporting it sank, and the bell was never recovered. It still rests at the bottom of Lake Bled. In 1534, the Pope sent a new bell to the island's church, now known as the Wishing Bell. Tourists believe that ringing it will make their wishes come true. Meanwhile, divers and adventurers are still searching for the lost bell's resting place. For a long time, the castle had been in a state of disrepair after losing its military importance. However, in the 20th century, it was restored and transformed into a major tourist attraction. The town surrounding the castle developed a thriving tourism industry, with hotels and recreational areas. In winter, visitors can even go skiing on the slopes near the castle, and throughout the year, tourists enjoy exploring the ancient dungeons and wine cellars, which are still used today within this historic fortress. Atop a rocky hill in the city of Toledo, Spain, lie the remains of an ancient 11th century defensive fortress. During the Middle Ages, the castle served as both a military stronghold and, at one point, a monastery. In the 19th century, it was partially restored and turned into a military academy, a role it maintained until the late 20th century. However, full restoration was never completed. Despite this, many tourists visit the site to explore the ruins and walk along the fortress walls. Legends tell of secret underground tunnels beneath the castle, which adventurous travelers continue to search for to this day.
And this is how AI sees ancient castles.
Which castle impressed you the most? Share your thoughts down in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any new exciting collections. See you next time!